recent stories. Good morning.
Good morning.
Appreciate
I feel like I haven't done very many stories lately, so when I was thinking about this yesterday, like, what are we going to talk about?
Yeah.
I've been on the road so much,
You
I
have.
haven't done a lot of stories.
And you're going on the road again.
Yeah, I can't stay home.
Okay, yeah.
There's no 4 o'clock. Why would I stay here?
Exactly. We're not
Yes,
running the
it's
4 o'clock because of the Olympics.
It's the best opportunity to get out to these little towns. Our viewing area is huge,
Yes,
right?
without question.
But let's start last week's state fair.
There you go.
So I just volunteered.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just do things and ask permission later, right?
That's right.
But I knew that there was this man, Richard Deberton, who's a big state fair fan. He will be 82 in December. This was his 79th state
unreal.
fair.
It's unreal.
So and this is the tradition, a picture of his family in the sheep barn every year. And it started when his oldest daughter was in a stroller, and now it's got grandkids, and I'm sure great grandkids sooner than you think. But he also told me he's always taking pictures, and he was a VOAG teacher. It's not called that anymore, but it was a VOAG teacher when Richard, who most people know him as RD, actually, too, I learned.
Okay.
So longtime VOAG teacher in Bottineau, and he started taking pictures at the fair because he was horrified that these kids who were doing their FFA and their 4-H livestock shows were not getting any recognition
No
in their local
documentation
papers.
of what they'd done.
So he made sure to take pictures of all of them.
You know, I love the state fair, and we walked through that, you know, the photographic display. There's some phenomenal pictures there. So
A
I'm
lot of
glad that
talent.
someone took it upon themselves to document things.
Yes, lots of talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, both of you and I are South Dakota natives, and
Yes.
you've got a little South Dakota surprise for
So
me.
I thought this would be fun. I'm glad you're doing this interview today
Okay.
because there are some towns that I went to that when I was driving there on Monday, I was like, I haven't been here since high school.
Wow.
And that's been a couple of years.
It's been almost
right?
4 or 5 years, right?
So I headed down Highway 6,
Okay.
Selfridge, and then at
McLaughlin
the border,
played basketball there.
Oh my gosh, best game of my high school career. Not that
Right.
not that I'm still reveling
Isabel?
in high school. Isabel, 135 people. They don't have a school anymore.
believe
It
it.
closed in 2009. But when I was in high school, that's where we played our conference
Oh,
tournaments.
is that right?
And that gym is now a community center. And one cool thing that I learned is this grocery store that we're going to talk more about in a few weeks, but they have had such an impact with sales tax in the community that they've been able to put $30,000 into the community center to upgrade it. You know, it was built in the 60s, so the
Right.
plumbing needs to
Yeah,
be
yep.
fixed. But yeah, just a great small town, people working to keep it alive. But there were more highlights on my trip.
Okay, let's hear it.
Have you been to McLaughlin?
Oh, like I say, played high school
Okay,
basketball there
because you
against
grew up
the
in Eureka.
McLaughlin Midgets.
Yes, they're not the midgets
Not anymore, but they were.
Isabel, have you been there?
I've been through there. I couldn't
Okay.
tell you much about it.
Okay, well, home of the Wildcats.
Okay.
Timberlake.
Timberlake, home of Tucker Kraft,
The
now the Green
Panthers.
Bay Packers.
Yes. So Timberlake Panthers, yes, I got to stop just for a minute in Timberlake, and yeah, Tucker Kraft, SDSU alum too, so I'm sure
Absolutely.
your fave.
I forgot about that.
Mobridge,
Mobridge Tigers,
Yep.
yes, played there in high school basketball
did
and
I.
baseball.
Yes, co-op now with Pollock, and I
Yes.
drove through Pollock too.
The Pollock
so,
Bulldogs is what it used to be when I played them.
really? Okay, I didn't know that.
Yep.
The more you know.
The more you know.
And that's just a beautiful drive up 1804
It
from.
is. It's gorgeous. And you did know that Pollock didn't used to be where it is now. They moved it because of the
Because
river.
of when they
Yep.
built the dam, I suppose.
Wahi, yeah.
Yeah, so interesting. So it's fun to go back there. But then I also headed west.
Okay.
I made some stops in Bowman,
Bowman.
Belfield, Medora, and Mott.
Cool.
So I haven't added up the miles, but
And did
few
you get
miles.
a story out of each one?
I did, yes. And I was so lucky when I was in Medora. I had a little bit of time to kill, which is, I usually schedule my days boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom. Like if I'm going to get out of town, we're just going to go
You
and
make
shoot
it
5
worthwhile,
stories.
yeah.
I had a little downtime, so I had to stop in and see my friend Norma. And maybe you remember Norma Myers. I did a story with her last summer. She
Oh,
runs
yes.
Chateau Nuts. She's 98. How
Unbelievable.
beautiful is she? And I thought, she sees so many people, she's not going to remember me. She sure did. And she said, Jody, I've never seen the story you did.
Really?
He said, oh, you're keeping me humble. I'm not that big of a deal. So we watched it on my phone, and she thought,
Nice.
yes, so that was pretty neat. This is the story that we did last year. So this is a cool thing I learned about Norma too. She was born in 1925.
Okay.
But her birthday is December 25th.
Unbelievable.
1925.
Christmas Day.
Yep.
1925.
So next year.
She'll be 99 years old this Christmas.
Yeah.
And next year we celebrate the, wow.
It's just a
good for her.
neat lady. Yeah.
All right. So people always ask me, where does Jody come up with these stories? How does she get the ideas? You've got great connections. You have people that you talk to all the time.
Well, I've lived here for a long
Yes.
time, grew up here in the area. You know, our
Yep.
viewing area is huge, right?
It is huge.
So,
Not that many people,
yeah.
relatively
But
speaking,
great people.
but the mass of geography that we cover
Yeah.
is just unreal.
You know, it's funny though, over the years, I don't have to look so hard for stories anymore because people reach out to me and
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
say, I don't know if this is a story. Well, yeah, if you're going
There's
to
a
take the time to
story.
tell me this, I'm pretty sure it is. If there's any inkling, people don't always say yes. I heard a great story the other day and I begged this man who I know very well to do a story and he just
And?
was too humble to do it. So.
See, you find that especially with the older generation. They're so humble. Talk to Grace Renner from Touchmark.
Yes,
And they want to
yes.
do the living legend. She said so many people backed out and said, I don't want to talk about myself.
Yeah, because
So,
I'm not that
yeah,
remarkable, but
exactly.
you are all remarkable and everybody has a great story.
Jody, thank you so much. I'll see you.